Yeah, Purge is probably a better option than to go see this. All right, so moving on from discussing The Strangers to discuss some more white people. Going to discuss Midnight Sun, which is all about a teenage romance film. And Dust, he didn't see this movie either. And this movie stars Bella Thorne, who is a 17-year-old girl who suffers from a condition that prevents her from being out in the sun. And it's known as XP. And they say, so it's like, even if she gets the tiniest bit of sunlight in the movie, that's it for her. Like, she has this very, very rare condition that only 1 in a million people have, where they cannot get direct sunlight. So it's forced her to live inside for most of her life. And she can't go out. If she is going to go out, it's only during the nighttime. And her father, who's played by Rob Riggle, he's her caregiver, the person who's like her best friend and the person who's always there for her. And I say with movies like this, it's sweet, it's definitely not a movie you would have to see in theaters. I mean, it's a movie that you probably, like, you and your mom would probably watch on Lifetime, or maybe you and your girlfriend or something like that, because maybe she'll like it. Because this whole romance element in there, and the person that brings the romance, because of course with these movies you gotta have to have that, is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Patrick Schwarzenegger, who looks really nothing like his dad. It's not like a Clint Eastwood situation, right? Where Clint Eastwood, Scott Eastwood, who's Clint Eastwood's son, looks exactly like Clint Eastwood. This one, Patrick Schwarzenegger, doesn't really look anything like his dad, really.
No offense, but I feel like I've seen this movie before. Didn't it come out last year called Everything? Everything?
Everything. What was that?
It was a young adult novel done by Nicola Yoon. It's about a love story. A girl named Maddie, who's, because of her illness, is unable to go outside of her house, and her neighbor Ollie, who's the romantic character, and they're like moments where they tech. It was very, like, I remember very briefly hearing about that, but
oh yeah, okay, I know what movie you're talking about. Yeah, because it was the movie with Amanda Stenberg.
yes,
and it was
Amanda
with
Steinberg, Nick Robinson.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. She had a similar affliction where she couldn't like go outside. If she did, she'll like die or something.
So when,
like that.
yeah, so when you said Midnight Sun, I'm like, are you just? I think that's the plot to like. I think I
Yeah.
just heard that. Wasn't that just last year?
Yeah. So it's like a similar plot. Like, that's what a lot of these kind of like romantic drama, like young adult films. Like, somebody's got to be dying, like Fault in Our Stars or something like that. Or
At least False on the Stars had the product that it was cancer.
I don't know. This seems like worse. Like, Midnight
Yeah, it's
Sun.
just like not. At least cancer, you get to maybe do some stuff, but
yeah. You got a chance to actually beat cancer. Like, you can't beat the sun. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fight the sun. Like, the sun will always be there. You know what I mean? Like, like, you can't really beat that.
Even in moonlight, it's technically just reflections of the sun.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, personally, I'd rather probably have, like, I wouldn't want either one. I mean, both seem bad, but I think I'd rather take maybe the cancer, And yeah, like, a lot of these young adult type movies, kind of rely on. This is this film, Midnight Sun, is based on a Japanese film of the same name. That came out in 2006. And like I said, the crutch of these type of movies rely on the kind of the chemistry between the two leads. And it's not that impressive, really. Like, I was actually really more invested in the relationship between the daughter and the father, played by Rob Riggle. Because especially for someone like Rob Riggle, who this is like the first time he's really done anything dramatic I can think of. Like, well, he was in 12 Strong, I guess, but this is like the first time I've really seen him in a large role where he's mostly dramatic.
Sure.
And this one, he's still kind of Rob Riggle. I mean, he's not like super energetic and super like cracking jokes, but
right, but you gotta have some levity.
Yeah, but he's still a good dad. You can tell he's a really good dad who really does care about his daughter, and that's sweet, and that adds a nice element to the film. And when she's in a relationship with this the Patrick Schwarzenegger character. She's like she's been watching him like basically her entire life because he used to skateboard by her window every day when he was growing up. Like that's what and that's what the way she used to see him. And when they finally get into a relationship and everything like that, like it's hokey, cliche, like okay, romantic type relationship stuff and all that type of
I'm
stuff.
really curious to see how the Japanese one was different.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious to actually check that out, see if it's different.
I could actually see that maybe working out a little bit better as a Japanese movie, considering the culture around them, and that would make a little bit more sense and less questioning of somebody being kind of a hermit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like Bella Thorne, because I think she's also a singer as well. Like I think this is actually her really singing in the movie because she, like something she does like to pass the time. Like she, writes music and plays guitar, and then she'll like go at night and like she'll play at the train station.
Oh man,
and stuff like that. Like that's where actually
the way nobody has ever done.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. So that's where she meets the Patrick Schwarzenegger character, and like when she meets him, it's all like super cliche, like comical stuff where she's like, "Oh my god," and she starts fumbling, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, okay." But I mean, like there's nothing really special here, really. At least with like Fault in Our Stars, I think you had a good kind of chemistry between the two leads, and you had something that I think was better written and I think more effort put into something like that. This one is just paint by numbers kind of story. Like she has another friend of hers that she hangs out with that like takes her to her first party and stuff like that and hangs out and like when she goes to her first party, like it's a little bit of a culture shock because she's never been to a party before. She's never gone to school before and everything like that. Met a whole large amount of people, and yeah, and I mean it's all paint by number stuff that you've seen 1,000 times before, and I mean if this is your type of bag, then I think maybe if you look at the trailer and goes, oh that looks so sweet, I'm into it, then maybe this is the movie for you. But if you hearing what I'm saying and go like, okay, this doesn't interest me at all, then yeah, I mean I think you'd go with that. So. I mean, her and also Bella Thorne's singing quality is just. I mean, she comes from the Disney Channel, where like a lot of them they're like do the trifecta of they try to do the singing, acting, dancing, but they're not really good at any three.
Right, unlike the old Hollywood where they were great at all three.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like they were, at old Hollywood people who could do everything. Yeah, these people like when they do like singing or something like that, it's like it doesn't sound awful. It just sounds like the most generic singing ever. It's like
you're an all right singer for an actor.
Yeah.
But you're not a singer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like you do that maybe as like maybe you'll put out some albums, but you do that as like a hobby or something like that. You know what I mean? How like Billy Bob Thornton has like a bluegrass band, but who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like who really cares? But yeah, like I said, it's conventional teenage romance. Like nothing, this don't really go out of your way to go see this. I mean, I think one saving grace of it is the relationship between the father and the daughter. And they actually do have like one really funny scene in the movie where she loses track of time when she's hanging out.
She tries to run from the sun.
Yeah, she actually tries to, like the sun is like a horror movie villain, and like right. There's a scene in the movie where like I said, she's running from the sun. And she jumps in the car with Patrick Swayze and she says, "Drive me home. You gotta drive me home right now. Like, we gotta go." And she's like looking backwards at the sun rising and shit like that. Like the shit is kind of funny, man. And like it's like the scene in Jurassic Park with Jeff Goldblum.
Like must go faster.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that is kind of funny a little bit. You know what I mean? Like that is really funny, that scene in it. But yeah, besides that, this ain't nothing really go at you to go see. So thumbs down for me. Hello, thanks for checking out our content. If you liked it, let us know. And if you didn't, let us know that as well. If you want to see more content, we post every Saturday on SoundCloud and YouTube at The Afternoon Tune. You can also find us through various social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all one word at The Afternoon Tune. And if you don't deal with any of that social media stuff, you can also find us through our email at theafternoontune@gmail.com. And don't forget to always stay tuned.